Let's see how it looks without it. Whoops, no, it's too dark. Yeah, the lesser of the two evils. Great. Is it recording yet? Oh my God, hi. Agyanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksurunritam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Could you connect me with the loudspeaker? Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Yam Pravarjantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virakataruhajuhava Putriti Tanmayataya Taruvobhanedo Tam Sarvabhutardayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Kamari Tarangamadye Kripamayi Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Vrinde Namaste Charanavindam Tavaivasmi na jivami tam vina iti vidyaya radhe tam nayamam charanam tite. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and to all of his divine associates, especially on this day, to Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Happy to be with you all today. Today is the middle for us here in Miami of a 3-day festival celebrating the Maha Utsav, the great festival of the Divine Appearance Day of Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the Appearance Day of Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. And we were thinking how to combine the Srimad Bhagavatam class with these 3 days. So we will be reading from Secret Truths of the Bhagavatam, which is a compilation of a series of lectures that Srila Gurudev gave in Badger, California in the late 90s. The sages of Naimisharanya, you may remember when Lord Brahma created the whole universe conceived of that creation, the hub of the universe is this place, Naimisharanya. Very, very holy place. So generally what I would have done today is summarize very quickly the 6 questions by the sages. So we're going to read what Srila Gurudev says about it. Respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed. This is their glorifying him with the qualities that they're saying he has, that gives them the faith that he's the right person to ask 6 important questions to. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and histories as well, for you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them. O Sutta Goswami, being the eldest learned Vedantist, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead. And for those who don't know, weren't here in previous classes or haven't read the Bhagavatam first canto, Sutta Goswami is the principal disciple of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. So he was present when Sukadeva Goswami uttered Srimad Bhagavatam in the presence of Parikshit Maharaj and the sages, and he became the successor explainer of the Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami was so honored that even his father, Vyasadeva, who compiled all the Vedic literature and dictated Srimad Bhagavatam, he was sitting there and listening as well. And you also know the great sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with the favors bestowed upon the gentle disciple. We're hearing all the qualities if we want to get blessed by our Guru and Guru Parampara. Therefore, you can tell us scientifically what you've learned for them. Now here comes the questions. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. O learned one, in this age of Kali, men have but short lives. They're lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed, isn't it? Yes. There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all beings, that by such instruction their heart may be fully satisfied. What's not here with the next few questions is that you know the reason that the Supreme Lord Krishna appeared from the womb of Devaki as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Also, we want to hear about the Supreme Lord Krishna and his many pastimes. We want to hear about his incarnations and their magnificent pastimes, because only by hearing about them can one be freed from the influence of the age of Kali, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. And we would like to know, now that Krishna, because this exchange is being had 5,000 years ago, just after the departure of Krishna, they asked, now that Krishna has left his own abode, accompanied by knowledge, religion, etc., where did the principle of religion take shelter? And of course, Sutta Goswami is answering that it's taken shelter in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is as brilliant as the sun, and which helps us to cross over the dark ocean of material existence. So you heard the translation of the invocation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam 111, which includes the whole rest of the Bhagavatam in it, in like a compressed cotton. Then the rest of the volumes is the fluffing out compressed cotton. So today we're going to read from Srila Gurudev's lecture on the deepest and deepest meanings of that verse. So the verse again, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Tanvaya Itaratascha Te Svabhigyan Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaye Muyanti Yatisuraya Tejo Bani Vinimayo Yatra Trishago Mushad Tamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. I heard Prabhupada sing that melody at the end of that verse. So Srila Gurudev explains, after offering his profuse Mangalacharana prayers, beginning Om Agyanam, then Vanchakalpataru, then Namo Mahabharanyaya, then Gurave Gaurachandraya, then Young Pravajantam, then Tavoivasmi, and then Bhaktya Vihina. Most of you know these prayers. So, he said, try to hear the meanings very carefully, very patiently, with great honor, deep honor, and try to understand. Do not do any work during this class. Allow your mind to be controlled by my words. Isn't that interesting? Give up all other activities, like sleeping and anything else, and give me your ears, your hands, all of your senses, only for a couple of minutes. Afterwards, you're free to do as you like. Do not sleep and do not yawn. Sleepiness may come, but try to control it. Haribi Mohini, where are you? Okay, good. Okay. Sit straight so that sleep will not come. Hear very patiently and with all of your energy. So janmady asya, the primeval cause of all causes, of creation, maintenance, destruction of all the manifested universes. To him, Vyasadeva is offering his pranam. He doesn't say the name Krishna though. He says Vasudeva. But all the symptoms of his worshipable object in his pranam, all the symptoms of being Krishna are there. To which Krishna? Not to the Krishna of Mathura or Dwarka, but to that Krishna who is the source of all other Krishnas and all other Narayans and all other Vishnus and all the demigods and all the living entities. Nandanandan Krishna, Jasodanandan Krishna, Vijendranandan Krishna. All other manifestations of Krishna are included in him. Then he skips the meaning for a bit and discusses the 10 or so reasons why Krishna came to this world. So now I'm jumping to the meaning. It has a general meaning, deep, deepest, deeper, and deepest. Once Gurudev told me, you have to go to the deepest meaning of the Bhagavatam and all Shastra. Although Krishna's name is not directly stated, all qualities described in this verse apply to him. Satyam Param Dhimahi. I'm meditating on the Param Satya. That means the supreme truth. All other truths are included within him, and our relative truths are shadows of him. He's Advaya Gyan Padatattva, means one without a second. There's no other personality besides him. And what is fear due to? Fear arises when what? We think there's someone else besides Krishna. And then I fall under his illusory energy. And by that influence, I think I'm this body and all that. Janmady asya. It is he who created all the worlds, supports and nourishes them. And it is he who puts the entire creation into dissolution. Yato anvayat iteras tas. Anvayat means direct, and iterata means vyatirik or indirect. I will explain direct in a simple way. Krishna has three Shaktis or powers. Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. With his Chit Shakti, he creates all the transcendental worlds. Loka, Vaikuntha, Ayodhya. He creates all the forms. Krishna, Baladev, Nanda, Jashoda, the gopis, they're all manifested by his Chit Shakti or transcendental potency. With the Jiva Shakti, that's us, he manifests all liberated and unliberated or conditioned souls. As far as Maya Shakti is concerned, if you want to know more about these three energies, you can read Srila Gurudev's book, Journey of the Soul. Especially there's one chapter called A Map of the Three Worlds. As far as Maya Shakti is concerned, she's not zero. She's also the power of Krishna. Gurudev said in his Christmas lecture that there's no Satan in Krishna conscious philosophy. There's Maya, but she's Krishna's power. She's under his control. She creates hundreds of thousands of universes. This is what is meant by direct. And what is meant by indirect? So many things in this first verse. All souls are conscious. Or Chit. We're also Chit. We're not manifestations of Chit Shakti because we're very minute and we have a tendency to be covered by Maya Shakti. So although we're insignificant tiny particles of Chit Shakti in one way, we're separately called Jiva Shakti. So all souls are Chit. We're all conscious. We're all aware to one extent or another. And Maya is inert. Although inert, she covers the conscious beings. How is that possible? It's a very strange thing. So how wonderful it is that Jiva, who's conscious, transcendental by nature, is involved with this inert Maya. Thus covered, the Jiva thinks that he's the perishable material body. Such thinking, it shouldn't take place. It's inconceivable. But it does. So this strange phenomenon becomes possible. Like, how are you? Actually, I'm experiencing this strange phenomenon. By the power of Krishna. This power is called kartam, akartam, anyata kartam, agatan, patiyasi shakti. What is not possible becomes possible. Can you ask Shiva to come in? Not to give his own class right now. Once Shiva asked Gurudev a question that was about a mile long. So Gurudev said, I'm asking for questions, not lectures. By this power, so let's just review. What is this called? Kartam, akartam, anyata kartam. Can you repeat that? Kartam, akartam, anyata kartam. Is what's not possible becomes possible. And the other way to say it is gatan, agatan, patiyasi shakti. Can you repeat that? Gatan, agatan, patiyasi shakti. Means what's not possible to happen, it did happen. And what happened? Do you know what happened, Shiva? Yeah, but what happened that was impossible to happen? Those of you who are here can tell him what happened. That shouldn't have happened. That's right. Can you all tell him what happened that shouldn't have happened? No. What happened that shouldn't have happened? Gopika? No, you were here. Prabhupada said if I asked you to tell me what I said 3 minutes ago, you'd have to dredge your memory. What is the strange phenomenon? But what's so strange about that? Yeah, the jiva is superior, we're conscious, and we're covered by dead matter. Isn't that strange? Which is inferior to us. So the complete transcendental power or Shakti of Krishna is called Parashakti. It is only one Shakti, but it manifests as three: Ladini, Sambit, and Sandini. In this way, by direct and indirect, these worlds are created by Krishna. What's the indirect? Direct, he creates everything, all the worlds. And what's the indirect? He's directly and indirectly conscious. What's the indirect thing that happened? Maya covered the conscious jiva. The complete transcendental power of Shakti is Parashakti. It's only one Shakti, but it's manifests as three. So these worlds are created by Krishna. A big yan means that he knows everything. He's expert in creating and destroying, and also in supporting and nourishing. No other incarnation is as expert as he. Therefore, he's what? He's Sarva Karana Karanam, the cause of all causes, and all that is. And then the next line, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. He himself inspired the heart of Brahma, who's the first poet. What poetry did Brahma write? Yes, Brahma Samhita. He's Adi Kavi, the first poet. He inspired Brahma by transcendental sound vibration, Shabda Brahma, thus giving him all knowledge of himself, all jivas, Maya. Tene Brahma means in the heart of Brahma. The other demigods cannot understand these truths. They get bewildered and think that this material world is real, even though it's not. Tejo Varam, Mridam. There are three elements in this world: fire, water, and earth. Here, Teja refers to Krishna. Sometimes we see fire when two sticks are rubbed together or by striking a match. But fire is actually everywhere. Did you know that? Fire is really everywhere. Without fire, no one can live. What does he mean? Let's find out. If fire leaves your body, you'll die, right? You will die. A match manifests fire and makes it visible. After some time, when the fuel is finished, it's no longer seen, but it's still there. Similarly, Krishna can be seen by one who practices certain processes. Don't face away from the deities. Gurudev used to do that to us too, but we have Acts. Okay, so where are we? The soul will never be seen by mortal eyes. It can never be realized by mortal senses. Then, so that was fire, right? Fire is everywhere. It's in our body. If fire leaves our body, we would die. It's everywhere, but sometimes it manifests, sometimes it doesn't. There's a striking of a match that manifests. So the jivas are compared to vari, water. You know why? Because when water is solidified, it becomes ice or snow. It becomes so hard that if it's thrown at someone, you can hurt him. Water won't do that. Similarly, in the jiva's natural position, which is liberation, that's healthy, he's serving Krishna. By chance, he has now forgotten Krishna and is in an unnatural, solidified stage. Gopika, where are you? Where? Unnatural, solidified stage. Is that why you can't see yourself? Or I can't see you? He thinks, I am this body, and all kinds of problems arise, such as quarrels with others, for one reason only. I think I'm the body. Next is earth. So we had fire, water, and now earth. In this world, there are many kinds of pots made from earth. Some are called glasses, like a glass vase, but it's still earth. And some are called pots and vessels. Some are, but they're all made with mud. Glass is just refined mud. Ultimately, there's no difference between them. Only the name is different. This is a glass. This is a clay pot. This is also true of gold. A cup is made of gold, a garment of gold, a necklace of gold, a ring of gold. They're all gold, just the names are different. Then yata vini mayo yatutishogo mashad. Material universes, which are temporarily manifested by what? By the reactions of the modes of material nature, seem to be factual, even though they're not real. It seems that they're real. What else is not real, Shiva? These feelings are not real. It's an illusion that we have these feelings. They're a misidentification with the body. And if I think this money is mine, that's also illusion. That's not real either. However, when we realize Krishna, then we'll see that he is real. Souls are real. But the idea that I'm not this body is not real. This illusion is called vinimayo, exchange. Exchange. Vinimayo means literally exchange. It means the interaction and reaction of the modes of nature. Then kamna svena sada nirastakur kam. Krishna is eternally existing in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representation of the material world. Unlike this world, where Krishna resides, there's no Maya at all, only Yoga Maya. So this line in this first verse proves that we didn't fall down from Goloka Vrindavan or any spiritual Quote. The Maya that makes us think that we're this body does not exist there. Consequently, those who live in that realm can never fall into this world. It's not that we fell here and then we forgot where we came from. Rather, we've forgotten that we are originally manifested in the borderline region between the spiritual and material worlds. By practicing, very interesting, by practicing great austerities for hundreds of thousands of years, births, one may go to Goloka Vrindavan. Since there's no Maya in Vrindavan and no chance of forgetting Krishna, how can a jiva fall from there? You work so hard to get there. Why would you work so hard to get to a place where you can fall from? Everyone is always serving Krishna there, and Yoga Maya helps them to serve. Then Dhamna Srena Sada. It means that there's no Maya there. Only Hladini Shakti, Sandini Shakti, and Chit Shakti. Nirasta Kuhakam means that there's no illusion there. And then Satyam Param Dhimahi. I worship that supreme truth, Brajendranandan Sham Sundar. May he kindly manifest in my heart. So the meaning of this first verse, Gurudev says, is the same as the meaning of the Brahma Gayatri mantra, which the ladies don't chant. But Gurudev said, why do you want to go there and chant that to the ladies? Because Kam Gayatri mantra is lakhs times more powerful than the Brahma Gayatri. So this first sloka is a translation of the Brahma Gayatri. And it's also like a mantra. All the verses are mantras. And the mantra is non-different from the personality, the presiding deity of the mantra. So it has a lot of power. Okay, so you're ready for deeper meanings? Here's the next deeper. This is the second meaning. Adi doesn't just mean original, but it means the original ras. The original ras is Shringar ras or Madhurya ras, and it comes from Krishna, not anyone else. There's more than one meaning for every word of every Bhagavatam sloka, and all the meanings are very good. In this sloka, for example, every word has alternate meanings: general, deep, deeper, and deepest. Or in Gurudev's words, he didn't say deepest first, he said you have to go to the last bottom of the meanings. So here, anvayad, iteratas, direct and indirect, right? Also means separation and meeting. Krishna is very perfect. Tene Brahma Hridaya. In this verse, Adikavaye refers to Sukadeva Goswami in the deeper meaning. So Krishna gave Sukadeva Goswami, Krishna is an ocean of ras, right? And he's the origin of all rasas. And all the rasas, if you want to call them that, in this material world, all relationships, they're all perverted reflections and they're all shadows. So here in the second meaning, Adi Kavi, which previously meant Brahma, now means Sukadeva Goswami. And Krishna is the ocean of ras, Adi Yasya, janmady Yasya. Adi Yasya means Adi Ras. And Gurudev is getting that from Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, who Srila Prabhupada also quotes in the Bhagavatam, that's a higher meaning. So He's the origin of Ras, from whom Madhurya Ras comes. He is a Rasa Brahma. Brahma means the absolute, but he's a Rasa Brahma. And he inspired the heart of Sukadeva Goswami, who was the first Kavi. Muyanti Yatsasurya, even Brahma, Shankar, Lord Shiva, and other demigods are an illusion. They also can't understand the deeper meaning. Then Tejo Vari Mridam. You remember what that meant in the general meaning? Tejo Vari Mridam. It hasn't been 3 minutes yet. Was it good? Tejo, fire. Tejo Vari, water, yes. And Mridam, earth, yes. Also has an alternate meaning. Here, Teja means, as it's been stated in the Brahma Gayatri, Bhargo Devasya. Devasya means Krishna himself, right? Deva. And Bhargaha means his power. I meditate on the power of Krishna, who is who? Srimati Radhika. Then Tejo Vari Mridam. So here, Vyasadeva prays to Radhika, who is the power of Krishna. Very interesting. And they're iteratus, what is it? Iteratus. Anvayad and iteratus. Anvayad means direct, and iteratus means indirect. So I'm meditating on Radhika, who is sometimes meeting Krishna and sometimes separating. When we say Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna, they're meeting. When we say Krishna Krishna or Hare Hare, they're doing pastimes of separation. So sometimes separation between Radha and Krishna, sometimes meeting, sometimes neutrality. Neutrality means man. Meaning she might say, I will have no connection with Krishna, but really she wants to. Even when Krishna and Radhika are apparently separated, Krishna is always with Radhika. Radhasya swa dhamani brahmani rangsyate namaha. He's always with Radhika and the gopis in his abode. As it says in the Brahma Samhita, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratipabhitavi Tabir Eva Nija Rupa Taya Kalavi Goloka Eva Niva Satya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Jami. Which means that I worship Govinda, who's always residing in his own abode, accompanied by Radhika, who's the embodiment of his pleasure potency, on his own counterpart. And she's accompanied by all her Sakhis, who are expansions of her own body, and who are infused with blissful spiritual rasa. So you can see how Brahma, in the previous meaning, is the Adhikari. I worship that original personality, Sri Govinda. So all the gopis are not less than Krishna. So in this way, Satyam Param Dhimahi means we meditate not only on Krishna, but on Krishna with Radhika. Are you folks ready for a more superior meaning? Now, the third meaning? Okay. And then there's a fourth meaning too. Okay, no ras. Krishna is Adi Yasya, or the Rasa Brahma, or the origin of all ras, but there can be no ras without Radhika. Therefore, Radha and Krishna are conjugal. Janmady asya. From the conjugal Radha and Krishna, Madhurya Ras, conjugal Ras, comes. Without her presence, Krishna is like Nirvashesh Brahma. No qualities, no ras in him at all. When he's with Sita, when he's with Lakshmi, and when he's with Satyabhama and Rukmini, only a percentage of the ras is there. because they're a percentage of Radhika, right? They're plenary portions, portions of plenary portions. So he's not complete. Even if all the gopis are present, but Radhika is not present, still he's not complete. If he's with the gopis, but especially with Radhika, then he's complete. So here, Vyasadeva is therefore praying to who? Who is Satyam Param Dhimahi? I meditate on that absolute truth. Means Radhika. May she kindly come and manifest in my heart. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Diyo Yona Prachodaya. I'm sorry, not Brahma Samhita. Brahma Gayatri. Diyo Yona Prachodaya. May Srimati Radhika mercifully come. So the first meaning refers to Krishna in relation to his creation. The second refers to Madhurya Ras in relation to Brajendranandan Shyam Sundar. The third in relation to conjugal Radha Krishna. The fourth is only in relation to Radhika. This is because without power, Krishna can't do anything. And then if you say, but Krishna has desire, so Radhika is his desire potency. He couldn't desire without her either. She fulfills all his desires, yes, but she is his desire potency. Finally, there's a fifth meaning. Would you believe that? So the first is Krishna, God, in relation to his creation. The second is Krishna as the source of all creations, Brajendranandan Shyam Sundar, the origin of Ras. And Sukadeva is the Adi Kavi. Before Brahma was the Adi Kavi, first poet. Then the third meaning is Radha and Krishna. The fourth meaning is Radhika. Are you ready for the fifth meaning? Okay. Finally, the fifth meaning is in relation to, any guesses? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the meanings of all the words will then refer to him. Satyam Padam Dhimahi. He is the Padam Satya. He's the absolute truth, the supreme truth, because he is both Radha and Krishna. He has come to distribute all these truths about Radha and Krishna, the superiority of Radha and the service of her, to sprinkle his mercy by preaching Rag Marg. What does the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu say about Rag Marg? Gopika? Huh? No. No. Rag Marg. No, you're all right, but the verse that I'm looking for is what? Forget the first word. Abhivyakta Raga. Raganugoshita. You all know it. That bhakti, which is distinctly present in all the residents of Braj, including the cows, the deer, the parrots, and all other birds and animals, is called Ragamika Bhakti. Bhakti which follows in accord with that Ragamika Bhakti is called Raganuga Bhakti. In order to thoroughly understand Raganuga Bhakti, Ragamika Bhakti is being described first. The unquenchable thirst for the object of affection, Sri Krishna, which gives rise to the spontaneous and intense loving attachment to that object, is called Ragamika Bhakti. that Ragamayi Bhakti means bhakti that's made of rag, and so it's Ragamika, or the performances of services such as Haridi Mohini, right, is called what? Ragatmika Bhakti. That Ragatmika Bhakti is of two kinds. Kama Rupa, which is based on amorous attraction, and Sambandha Rupa, which is based on, very good. These girls are scholars. Huh? Oh, Virajanti Abhivyaktam, Rajabasi Janadasi. Right. Okay, so onward here. So you can imagine if Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate on that Satyam Param Satya, absolute truth, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then who's the Adi Kavi? Rupa Goswami. Because he first imparted all these truths in the heart of Rupa Goswami, who's his top follower, and we're all in the line of Rupa Goswami, at least we want to be. So in Prayag, he told these truths to Rupa Goswami, injected his heart with the ocean of Ras, and then from that we get Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which we just quoted. And what else do we get? Ujjvala Nilamani, Dagda Madhav, and so many other books. He then manifested all these truths throughout the world, and now we are in his line. At least he is. You should know how fortunate you are to have come in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Always think in this way, how fortunate. Always be hopeful and practice like this. Satyam Param is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Great. That's the Gurudev. It is 4 minutes to the hour. Is there any one question? Yes.
I just was thinking, oh, these are us. So you see, when the object of what we're feeling is actually on a form of a box. It's not actually the soul's feelings towards this particular person. But it is in a box.
You're speaking about Gurudev?
Feelings are really in the box, and the feelings of the soul towards their as they unfold over
It's either in a bas or it's an aparat, one or the other, for conditioned souls.
Right. So
when we become fully surrendered and follow that verse, this Vishwambhena, and we're in Raganuga Bhakti, then the sentiments may be considered real or almost real. Any other question? We still have 1 minute, 2 minutes. Does that make sense? What to speak of our sentiments in relation to this body? It's totally false. Totally. I'm angry. I'm happy. I'm healthy. It's all illusion. It's on the way, yes. But usually my feelings towards Gurudev are aparats. Okay, you have 1 minute left for any question. Going once, going twice. Yes, Vishaka. Loud.
The Brahma, maybe I misunderstood.
It is a good question. And I can't say specifically, except I heard from Gurudev personally a couple of times that the heart, maybe you could ask your Guru, makes a hard heart. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know that answer, but you can ask him. Exactly. So why don't you ask him? Maybe he knows. Guru Maharaj. So that's it. It makes a man's heart soft. Yeah, but girls start with Guru Gayatri. If you want to know more, you can ask him. He knows a lot of details. And then let us know. Okay, so Gaur Premanandi. Panchakopaturubhyasya Kritisya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo. And unfortunately, I didn't know the deeper meaning of the Brahma Gayatri when I asked Gurudev that. Otherwise, I would have specified that.